Progress.
So, hello everyone, good afternoon to all. Just confirm me once that my voice is audible and this PDF file is visible to you so that we can start the discussion. Okay, so yesterday we have started our discussion on the basics of this bank branch audit, and in our yesterday session we have started our discussion from basics of bank branch audit, that what type of documentation is required to conduct the bank branch audit in a smooth way, how we can prepare the audit program, and we have also covered the steps to conduct the bank branch audit in a specific way. Okay, so today also we are going to discuss about certain important topics or certain important points to conduct the bank branch audit in a very smooth and very specific way. Okay, so today also we are not going to read any type of theory, but will going to cover each and everything in a practical aspect. Okay, and will also provide you the complete Finacle and the core banking commands with MRL will all the required letters. Okay, so let's start our discussion, and also the complete support will be available till 15th of April 2024 regarding this bank branch audit. So let's start our discussion on the key points during the audit. So first, the concept will be same. If you have any question, you may put the same in the chat box, and also I am available for your question and answer till 15th of April. So take at least 2 to 5 files of each segment. Okay, if there is gold loan, if there is a vehicle loans, home loan, business loan, that is CCOD, you just need to select 2 to 5 files, physical files of each and every segment. Okay, so that you can confirm yourself about the sampling. Okay, please ensure that no segment is to be untouched. Okay, ऐसा कोई भी segment नहीं रहना चाहिए, चाहे gold loan सबसे छोटा segment है, but this is our responsibility to check the file of gold loan, and as well as we need to check the physical gold. Okay, for that purpose we can check the valuation report as well as the physical gold we can verify. Next, obtain a duly signed written confirmation from the branch for various matters, which includes pending renewal, pending insurance, pending RC of vehicles, because there may be chances, there are certain pendency on account of renewal. Okay, कोई account जो है मेरा renewal के लिए due हो रहा होगा, but उसका renewal नहीं हुआ होगा. There may be chances of pendency on account of review, on account of insurance, on account of stock statement submission. In that case, bank manager will confirm you about that, sir, will take it in next 7 to 10 days, or due to these circumstances this renewal is pending. So in that case, to save ourselves, we just need to demand one declaration from that bank manager regarding the pendency, that this document is pending and will take the same within next 7 to 10 days, and this is the situation due to which we are not able to complete this particular task. That is what is the thing we need to do. Do obtain a copy of various control written from the branch, and there is a report which is called SMA, potential NPA, weak standard assets, sticky and irregular accounts. Compare this report with 30/9, 31/12 and 31/3/2024. Sir, as we all know, each and every branch has to submit certain control returns to the head office. Okay, what do you mean by this control return? This control return is to be submitted on monthly basis. When we are going to demand the report, please note it. This is also an important document which we are going to demand. Okay, we are going to demand the file of control return. Each and every bank, whatever activities, whatever major activities that branch has done during that particular month, branch is going to submit the same to the journal office. So in that case, when we'll demand that control return, each and every loan which is sanctioned, we will get the complete detail regarding NPA, regarding overdue. All these things will get this in control return. Although if we are handling the concurrent audit, we are also demanding this control return, and while doing that statutory audit, we specifically demand that control return as well. Also, there are multiple reports generated, SMA related, probable NPA related, weak standard assets related. When we'll take that report, we need to take that report on quarterly basis, and we are going to compare one quarter with another quarter, so that we can easily do the variance analysis and we can easily identify the area of manipulation. Okay, suppose a particular account is classified as SMA02 as on 30th September 2023. We are going to check the position of same account as on 31st December 2023, and through that variance analysis we can check the activity of the account, that why this account has been classified to standard or to a normal account, regular account from SMA02, so that if there will be any manipulation, if there will be any debit and credit related entries, we can easily identify. कई बार क्या होता है, we are going for the bank branch audit and we are going to check each and every bank account, and we are not finding any material factor. But when we'll do the analysis, and based on our analysis, we'll take certain accounts for our checking. In that case, there may be chances that we'll get certain important things. Do carefully read the formats of various reports, specifically LFAR and Ghost Gallery report. These two reports are most important. As we had already covered in our yesterday session, that LFAR is itself a complete audit. Okay, when you will conduct the audit as per long form audit report, your audit will be conducted in a very effective way. obtain the list of security and do verify the same on the basis of text check. Okay, suppose you are checking certain loan files and there is a security submitted as a collateral as a housing property, so you may check that original documentation papers of that house, and if you have certain suspicion on that account of the original documents, you may physically verify the place. So this is the thing we can do keep your working paper intact. These may be required in case of any inquiry. So this is the most important thing, that when we are conducting the bank branch audit, at that time we need to prepare the working of each and every segment, each and every single point, and we need to ready our working if there will be any inquiry. Do verify opening cash on surprise basis. Note down the details thereof, as the same is to be reported in the long form audit report. As we all know that we need to put the cash balance in our long form audit report, so we need to do the physical verification of cash. और कैसे करना है ये हमने already कल के सेशन में डिस्कस कर लिया था. As we all know, there is requirement that to bank to has to deduct the TDS as well on account of payment of interest. So or payment of commission to their agents and all other things. So we just need to demand the TDS summary. Okay, and we also need to check the list of transactions. Okay, when you will demand the interest, when you will check the interest head, you will get the complete list of interest, payment of interest. In that case, you just need to put the formula in Excel and you just need to identify the entries on which TDS has not been deducted by the branch. And if there will be certain entries on which TDS has not been deducted, in that case, we need to check that the 15G and 15H form has been submitted by the applicant or not. And if you not found that 15G and 15H, in that case, this is also a remarkable point and we need to report the same in our long form audit report. Okay, so this is the importance. अगर आपने केवल उनसे TDS की summary मांग ली, if you are just going to demand the TDS summary, in that case you will not get anything. For that purpose, you just need to demand the complete list of interest, complete list of commission. Then after, you need to check the respective entry for deduction of the TDS. And if you found certain entries on which TDS has not been deducted, in that case, we are going to check the 15G and H. That is what is the process to check the TDS related details. Okay. कई बार क्या होता है, हम लोग ब्रांच जाते हैं, we will say that please provide us the TDS summary and please provide us the TDS report, and we are going to reconcile the same with the 26, 27Q, 26A, 27A, all those type of return, TDS के return से we are going to reconcile. But this is not a proper way, because जो उसके पास में TDS का डेटा है वो TDS के रिटर्न में गया होगा. वी आर हेयर टू आइडेंटिफाई कि कहीं पर टीडीएस डिडक्शन की लायबिलिटी है और उसने डिडक्ट नहीं किया. Do obtain report on advances on which rate of interest is charged as 0 and nil. Suppose the balance is 1 rupee. In that case, there may be chances कि वो वहां पर जाकर के rate of interest को 0 feed कर दे. But we need to check it very carefully that in certain accounts, कहीं बैंक ने manipulation करने के लिए तो interest rate 0 feed नहीं कर दी, so that no interest will be applicable. So the account will not qualify or classify as a NPA automatically. So that is what is the thing we need to check. As we all know, in case of vehicle loan, when someone is taking the vehicle loan, that person has to register the same on the Parivahan app. Okay, there is one app which is by the central government, that is Parivahan app, and we can check the status of the hypothecation on that Parivahan app. Okay, so when we'll check the loan file on account of that vehicle loan, we need to check certain files randomly through the Parivahan app. We can check the hypothecation. Suppose you are going for the audit of Bank of India. In that case, you just need to check that the vehicle is hypothecated in the favor of the Bank of India and the same is reflected on the Parivahan app. So you just need to log into the Parivahan app. You just need to enter the RC number so that you will automatically get the complete details. Okay. The website is also there, www.parivahan.gov.in. इन केस ऑफ कॉर्पोरेट बोरोवर, सर 100 रुपए लगेंगे. इन केस ऑफ कॉर्पोरेट बोरोवर यू कैन डाउनलोड द फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट फ्रॉम द एमसीए वेबसाइट. ओके, इफ देर इज सर्टन सस्पेक्शन, और अगर आप किसी बड़ी कॉर्पोरेट एंटिटी की फाइल चेक कर रहे हो एट दैट मोमेंट, एट दैट टाइम, you just need to check the financial statement submitted to the bank and the same has been submitted to the MCA portal or not. Or if there will be any variation, in that case this is the biggest indication, or we need to check the possibility for the fraud. Do not conduct the audit on the basis of the account statement of the borrower. Do conduct the audit on the basis of the various control returns submitted by the bank to the regional office, to the journal office. As we have already covered, that bank has to submit on monthly basis certain control returns. So we need to conduct our audit based on that control return submitted. Because as we all know that our more focus will be on the account or loan which is sanctioned during that particular financial year, that is financial year 2023-24. In that case, how we'll check the files? For that purpose, we may check the control return which is submitted to the head office. You may convert the bank data of loan in Excel file to determine the drawing power and the NPM. Okay, because as we all know that bank will provide us. As we all know that bank will provide us the complete text file. Okay, and in that text file complete outstanding will be there. With that outstanding the drawing power will be there, and with that NPA status will be there. So we just need to compare the drawing power and the outstanding balance. Okay, outstanding and drawing power, and we also need to compare that there will be no any excess outstanding balance with that drawing power. Suppose drawing power is 1 lakh rupees and outstanding is 1,20,000 rupees. This will not be possible. ये possible नहीं है. Closing circular of the bank must be read carefully to know the policies of bank regarding various matters. Okay. Obtain register of new credit facilities sanctioned during the year and examine the loan document of the major advances. Also take some sample from other loans. The deficiency may be reported in the LFAR, because this is not possible to check each and every file. But when we'll do audit at that time, whatever is the number of loans sanctioned during that particular financial year, we are going to take certain loans file and physically verify the documentation. If there will be say any specific thing which is mentioned in the bank's internal circular, and there will be any conflict in between the RBI circular and in between the bank's internal circular, in that case RBI circular will be prevail. Okay, कई बार क्या होता है, हम कोई पॉइंट रेज करते हैं, एट दैट टाइम बैंकिंग अथॉरिटी विल से दैट सर एज पर आवर इंटरनल सर्कुलर दिस इज नॉट applicable to us. But at that time, we need to say that, sir, RBI circular will prevail over your internal circular. And for that purpose, we may talk with the other authorities or the journal authorities. मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, टेक योर अटेंडेंस सर्टिफिकेट. कई बार हम लोग अटेंडेंस सर्टिफिकेट लेना भूल जाते हैं. सो वी नीड टू टेक द अटेंडेंस सर्टिफिकेट, बिकॉज व्हेन विल फाइल एनी अदर टाइप ऑफ ऑडिट्स एट दैट टाइम आल्सो देयर इज रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ योर अटेंडेंस सर्टिफिकेट. So these are the 17 points which is also a very important points regarding the audit. So all these points are okay for everyone. Just comment me in the chat box. Okay, now special point regarding NPA, that is non performing assets. सर एक तो चीज अपने को ये क्लियर करके चलना है कि नाउ अभी जो ऑडिट्स हो रही है, द मेन मोटिव इज नॉट टू आइडेंटिफाई द एनपीएस. पहले अपना क्या आता था, ऑडिट मींस टू आइडेंटिफाई द एनपीए. यस, दिस इज अ कोर ऑब्जेक्टिव, बट देयर आर अदर ऑब्जेक्टिव्स आर आल्सो अवेलेबल. वी नीड टू फोकस ऑन दैट एज वेल. नाउ An account is considered as in NPA when it ceases to generate the income. जब वो income generate नहीं करेगा, at that time will treat that particular account as the NPA. If one account of borrower is NPA, in that case, all other account will be classified as NPA. If there will be a home loan and the same borrower has taken the car loan, same borrower has taken the business loan, term loan. In that case, if the home loan will become the NPA, all other loan will become the NPA. If the account of partnership firm or company has become NPA, in that case, the account of partners and the accounts of director will not be classified as the NPA, because partnership firm and the company is a separate entity. If there will be any standard account which is restructured, okay, there is change in the installment, there is change in the term, in that case it will be treated as NPA, because यहाँ पर बैंक क्या कर रही है, उस अकाउंट को NPA क्लासिफाई होने से बचा रही है. Okay, so whenever there is a restructuring of the account, in that case the same will be treated as the NPA. But if the restructuring is due to COVID, if the restructuring is due to MSME, or if the restructuring is due to project under implementation, because मैंने जब पहले लोन लिया था, that loan was 10 year and my project was under implementation. Now during the implementation मुझे पता चला I required the loan for 15 years. Okay, due to the project size, due to the certain parameters. In that case, that type of restructuring will not be classified as NPA. In other cases, the situation will be considered as NPA. So when you will visit the branch or when you will demand the documents, at that time you also demand one text file regarding restructuring of the accounts. If there will be any NP account, if there will be any NP account and that account is regularized as on 15th of March, as on 10th of March, as on 25th of March, in that case we need to carefully check कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं है कोई एडिशनल फैसिलिटी उसको देकर के उस अकाउंट को एनपीए से बाहर निकाला गया है. ओके, बिकॉज दिस मे बी पॉसिबल. सो for NPA analysis, we just need to take the list of last year and we just need to take the list of quarter-wise NPA for the current financial year, so that we can easily identify the movements. And if there will be any change in the movements, we can check the entries of that respective account कि भैया उसके पास ये पैसा आया कहाँ से है. कहीं दूसरी एडिशनल लोन फैसिलिटी सैंक्शन करके तो उस अकाउंट को एनपीए से बाहर नहीं निकाला गया. दैट इज व्हाट इज द थिंग वी नीड टू वेरीफाई. नाउ the most important thing is that whenever we are going to classify a particular account as a NPA during our audit, तो क्या होता है, हम लोग बहुत ज्यादा एक्साइटेड होते हैं. यस, मैंने एनपीए आइडेंटिफाई कर दिया. यस, आई गॉट द एनपीए इन द बैंक. मैंने बहुत बड़ा तीर मार लिया. ओके, सो इन दैट केस हम लोग क्या करते हैं, वो पूछता है डेट ऑफ एनपीए, इफेक्टिव डेट ऑफ एनपीए विल पुट एज अ 31st मार्च. और इसके ऊपर आरबीआई ने एक स्पेसिफिक गाइडलाइन इशू की है. आरबीआई ने बोला है सीएज आर डूइंग रॉन्ग कैलकुलेशन ऑन अकाउंट ऑफ दैट एनपीए डेट. दे शुड डू इट वेरी केयरफुली. So at that moment, when we are going to classify a particular account as a NPA, we just need to calculate the date of NPA. In each and every case, the date will not be 31st March. This will be based on the time period as per the IRAC norms. Okay. So when, और ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि वो फाइनेंशियल ईयर 23-24 की ही डेट हो सकती है. हो सकता है कोई अकाउंट 22-23 के अंदर एनपीए क्लासिफाई हो रहा हो. Due to the mistake of previous auditor has not classified that accounts as NPA during financial year 22-23. Now, if when we are going to classify, we are going to classify the same for the next financial year, not for the current financial year. Not the effective date will be 31st March. This type of thing we need to know. So, the date of NPA is of utmost importance. The asset should be classified as NPA in the applicable category of substandard D1, D2, D3 and loss assets. So classification will be specifically done. If the account is NPA as on 31/3/2024 but not declared that as a NPA and the same account is closed in April itself, in that case, as per the RBI circular, the account is to be classified as NPA. Suppose the particular account should be classified as NPA as on 31st March, but bank has not classified the same. will go for the audit as on 6th of April. And when we'll go for the audit, that bank has said that, sir, as on 2nd of April, we have already, the applicant has already closed that account. The borrower has already closed that account on 2nd of April. So there is no requirement to classify as NPA. But as on 31st March, if the account has to be classified as NPA, in that case, the account should be classified as NPA. This is the guideline of Reserve Bank of India. इसी सिचुएशन को एक और एग्जांपल से समझते हैं. इफ अ पर्टिकुलर अकाउंट इज टू बी क्लासिफाइड एज एनपीए एज ऑन 31st March 2024, but due to certain issues bank has not classified that account as NPA, and on 3rd of April the account become regular, will go for the audit on 6th on April. Bank will say that, sir, yes, as on 31st March the account was classified as NPA or should be classified as NPA, but now on 3rd of April this account become regular. In that case, this is our responsibility. We are going to classify the account as NPA as on 31st March, because we are auditing for the particular financial year only, not beyond the financial year. So this is our second point. An account which is standard and shown as standard by the bank can attract MOC. Sir, ये कैसी बात कर दी? If a particular account is a standard account and bank is also classified as a standard account, then how MOC can be given? So if there will be wrong classification, suppose that loan is a non-priority sector, but the bank is classified as a priority sector. In that case, their MOC should be given for the classification part, and due to classification, the effect will be that the effect will be on account of rate of interest, because we all know in case of priority sector, the rate of interest will be lower side. In case of non-priority sector, the rate of interest will be higher side. That is what is the thing we need to know. So these are the important points from non-performing assets perspective when we'll go for the bank branch audit. नेक्स्ट स्पेशल पॉइंट रिगार्डिंग टर्म लोन हम लोगों ने ऑलरेडी कल के सेशन में डिस्कस कर लिया था. Regarding credit card, when the minimum balance due as mentioned in the statement is not fully paid within 90 days from the payment due date mentioned in the statement, it become NPA. If the amount has not been deposited within 90 days, in that case that account will be classified as the NPA. So NPA classification can be done through the credit card. कई बार क्या होता है, हम लोग मेन लोन सेगमेंट को देख लेते हैं. We are not going to focus on the credit card, but we need to generate the statement on account of credit card as well, and we need to check the date of payment, okay, the due date of payment and actual date of payment, and we need to calculate the difference. And if there will be a beyond 90 days, in that case the account, the credit card account itself become NPA, and all other relevant accounts should be classified as NPA. That is what is the thing we need to do during the audit with regard to that credit card. Next, cash credit, that is CC limit, and packing credit, PCC limit. If the DP is allowed in account on the basis of stock statement more than 180 days, in that case the account should be classified as NPM, because as we all know, if the borrower will not submit the stock statement for more than 180 days, in that case the account should be classified as NPA. So we just need to take the list of CC account and we need to check the stock statement file on random basis, and if we'll not find the stock statement file, in that case the account should be classified as NPA. If the account is not reviewed and renewed for more than 180 days, in that case the account will be treated as NPA in case of review, because review is required in 180 days. If the review has not been done, in that case the account should be classified as NPA, and multiple review is not allowed it. Okay, as per the RBI circular dated 21/8/2020, if bank is going to do multiple short reviews, और उन्होंने बोला हमने ये short review कर दिया, this will not be allowed it. If a particular account is continuous overdrawn for more than 90 days, in that case also the same is to be classified as a NPA. If interest is not serviced within 90 days, in other words, there is no credit for more than 90 days or the insufficient credit as compared to the interest debited, in that case also the same is to be classified as NPA. जितना डेबिट हुआ है उससे ज्यादा क्रेडिट ही नहीं हुआ, in that case the account should be classified as NPA if the situation consists for 90 days. Okay, so these are the conditions for becoming NPA of a CC account. There may be cases of inherent weaknesses where there will be a poor operation in the accounts as compared with the sales, frequent dishonor of check, frequent dishonor of TOD, delay in submission of stock statement, delay in submission of renewal, and the submission of financial data. In that case, this account should be classified as NPA based on the inherent weaknesses. This is the circular of Reserve Bank of India. अकाउंट मेरा प्रॉपर्ली चल रहा है, 90 डेज में मेरे पास पेमेंट भी आ रहा है, ऑल अदर थिंग्स आर देयर, बट इफ देयर विल बी अ सिचुएशन इन दैट केस poor operation of the account, in that case the account should be classified as NPA. So we need to check the operation of the account as well on random basis. So when we'll take the list of CC account, okay, at that time on selected accounts we are going to demand the financial statement, and from that financial statement we are going to check the monitoring of the accounts. कई बार क्या होता है, विदाउट चेकिंग द फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट वी आर गोइंग टू चेक द एक्टिविटी ऑफ द अकाउंट. तो अगर हम लोग बिना फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट को स्टडी किए अगर हम लोग अकाउंट की एनालिसिस करते हैं, इन दैट केस विल नॉट बी ऑन द कंक्लूजन, बिकॉज हमको दिखेगा यार एक्टिविटी तो हो रही है, पैसा आ रहा है, पैसा निकल रहा है सीसी अकाउंट से, इज दैट ओके? But when we'll check the financial statement, suppose the sales is 50 crore rupees, purchase is 40 crore rupees, and when we'll check the debit and credit related transactions, we'll found a very less quantum. In that case, this should be classified as a poor operation of the account, and the same is to be classified as NPA based on this specific situation. Fall in value of security in excess of 50% if there will be a specific situation. In that case, there is a fall in value of security in excess of 50%. In that case, the account should be classified as a NPA. So we need to check the value of security. So now your question is that how we can verify the value of security? So there is requirement of valuation report. Through that valuation report, if we'll found there is a decrease from the last valuation in the current valuation, in that case the account should be classified as a NPA. There may be a cases where there is a huge difference in the value of stock, debtor, creditor as compared to the monthly, quarterly statement given by the party and the audited balance sheet, so that we can identify the things. When we'll go for the audit of financial year 23-24, in that situation, suppose we are checking the files of certain borrowers on account of the CC account, there is requirement of submission of financial statement for financial year 22-23. When we'll check that financial statement for 22-23, we'll check the amount of debtor, creditor and stock, and we'll compare the same with the stock statement submitted to the bank. And if there will be a huge differences between the audited data and between the stock statement submitted to the bank, in that case अपने को ये पता चल जाएगा कि यार यहाँ पर ये जो स्टॉक, डेटर, क्रेडिटर स्टॉक स्टेटमेंट में दे रहे हैं, they are just providing for the drawing power limit. In that case, we may put the comment in our report. Okay, so these are the things we need to do. We need to analyze in case of bank audit, so that we can conduct the bank branch audit in a very smooth way and in an effective way. In export finances, confirm whether the export order are genuine and whether the goods exported match with the orders, and also compare the item exported with the stock statement of the previous month. Many times you will find out in case of fraud, there is stock with a separate material or another segment, and that particular person is getting the order for another material, in that case how this is possible? जो मटेरियल मेरे पास में है ही नहीं उसका मैं एक्सपोर्ट कैसे कर सकता हूँ? So this is also a questionable thing. When we'll check the data from that perspective, we'll get multiple things. Okay, so when you will check the packing credit limit, you need to demand the export bills, as well as you need to check the stock statement, and you need to compare the goods which is available in the stock and the goods which is exported out of India, and if there will be difference in between the goods, in that case this is a case of fraud. Okay, now export finance ensure when the packing credit limit is there, in that case we need to ensure that export is there. Okay, when you will check the packing credit related file, in that case you need to check the financial statement, and through the analysis of financial statement you need to confirm the sales. Okay, suppose packing credit is for 10 crore rupees, there is a packing credit to Mr. X for 10 crore rupees. And when you will check the financial statement, the major sales is for domestic. The major sales is domestic sales. In that case, this is the indication of fraud. उसने packing credit ले रखी है और वो domestic sales ही कर रहा है. In that case, ये fraud है. आप लोग बोलोगे सर क्या हो गया? Domestic sales तो कर रहा है. We all know that there is a difference in the rate of interest in case of packing credit and in case of normal CC limit. Okay. So when a particular person is taking the packing credit facility and that person is not going to export the products, or there is a very less quantum of export of product, in that case this will also called for the MOC, and this is also classified as the definition of the window dressing, or we can say this is a fraud. Okay, so these type of things we need to be very much careful. Work in progress should be at very reasonable level, not be high as of 10 months. कई बार क्या होता है, they are provide the stock statement as on 31st March or as on 29th of Feb and 31st of January with a very high date, with a very high value of the working progress. तो हम लोगों को ये देखना है what was the trends for the first 10 months. कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं उस ट्रेंड को छोड़ करके the stock is in very high quantity with reference to the previous 10 months. This will also be a chances of certain fictitious stock which is available in the books of accounts. So we need to check the same. If the stock holding period, debtor creditor holding period increases abnormally, then it is a problem. ओके, सपोज पहले जो मेरा डेटर और क्रेडिटर और सब कुछ चल रहा है वो सब कुछ नॉर्मल चल रहा है. ड्यूरिंग द लास्ट 3 months there is a increase in the debtors, there is an increase in the stock, there is a decrease in the creditors. Okay, that means there is any abnormal transactions. In that case the same will be classified as a NPA. So this is my suggestion to you. When you will check the CC file, in that case when you will check the stock statement, you need to check the stock statement for complete whole year. चाहे आप 5 फाइलें चेक करो, you just need to check the complete 12 stock statement and compare the same with the audited financial statement of last year, so that you will get the trends, and through the trends analysis you can easily get certain inputs for classification for the genuineness of the transactions. If the limit is sanctioned on the basis of provisional balance sheet as on 31st March, and there is a huge differences between the final balance sheet and between the provisional balance sheet, in that case also this is a serious issue. So whenever you will check any business loan, at that time this is our responsibility that we are going to check the provisional balance sheet and we are going to check the audited financial statement. Provisional balance sheet that person has given, borrower has given at the time of loan, so we can compare the data with the actual financial statements. If there is an abnormal item in the closing stock which is not sold for certain past several years, in that case we need to check that the stock is exist in the books of accounts or this is physically available or not. Okay, कई बार क्या होता है आप स्टॉक स्टेटमेंट देख रहे हो, one quantity or one product of stock is available continuously, there is no any sale and no any purchase. In that case, this is an indication कि वो stock है नहीं. This is a fictitious item which is here in the books of accounts. So when you will calculate the drawing power, you need to remove that stock, and then after calculate the drawing power, and based on that calculation, if there is a decrease in the DP, in that case the account should be classified as NPA. Okay, so this type of analysis is required. Ensure the branch has compiled all the terms and conditions of the sanction letter when we are going to check each and every segment of loan. Okay, suppose 2 to 3 to 5 files we are going to take for each and every segment. So in that case, we need to check the sanction letter of each and every file, so that if there will be a specific clause in the sanction letter, we need to check that the clause has been compiled or not. When we'll check the legal search report in case of collateral property by the advocate, in that case we need to check that the legal audit report or legal search report should not be a conditional legal search report, and if there is certain conditions involved in that LSR, in that case we need to check that all the conditions are fulfilled or not. For that purpose, we may take the declaration from the branch manager. Check the property is valued from the approved valuer. When you will check the valuation report, कई बार क्या होता है, वो valuation report PDF में होती है, and they are going to take a printout of that valuation report. So you just need to verify the name and खत्म हो गया काम. You just need to check the date of the valuation. You need to check the value of the valuation. You also need to check the photograph attached with the property. ओके, कई बार आप फोटोग्राफ देखोगे, अगर उस फोटोग्राफ में कुछ एनिमेशन किया हुआ है तो वो भी आपको आइडिया लगाना पड़ेगा. ऑल्सो यू नीड टू चेक द साइन ऑफ द वैल्यूअर. कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं है कि कोई मशीनरी की वैल्यूएशन रिपोर्ट जो है वो सिविल इंजीनियर ने साइन कर दी और प्रॉपर्टी की वैल्यूएशन रिपोर्ट को साइन कर रहा है मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर. सो व्हेन यू विल रीड दैट वैल्यूएशन रिपोर्ट, यू नीड टू चेक द नेम ऑफ द वैल्यूअर, एंड विद दैट यू नीड टू चेक द डिग्री ऑफ दैट वैल्यूअर, so that if there will be any fraud, you can easily identify the same. Through the pictures you can identify the fraud. Through the pictures which is available from the pre-inspection and the post-inspection, you can get the idea of the fraud or the genuineness of the transaction. So these are the things which plays a very important role. While examining the documents, you just need to ensure the KYC compliances, because KYC is the most important document. अगर किसी fraud का initiation होगा, the fraud will be initiated through your KYC only. So you need to check the KYC is there. Also the KYC is verified. KYC is verified by the branch manager or by the banking staff that उन्होंने इस KYC को confirm कर दिया है from the original documents. You need to check the CIBIL report, NOC, opinion report in case of takeover. Waiting report is also required. So all these type of documents is required to verify the genuineness of the file. There may be a cases where the account is debited and credited in the same day with no voucher of cash deposit and cash withdrawal. Sir, when you will check the data, okay, for the last 3 months of the selected accounts, in that case, you need to carefully check there is a same amount ki debit or credit ki entry. And if there is a same amount ki entry which is available in the books of accounts, in that case, you need to demand the relevant vouchers of that entry. And when you will check the vouchers, you need to carefully check the sign on that particular voucher. And if you found any variances in the signs which is provided on the system and which is put on the particular voucher, physically available voucher, in that case, this is also a very serious situation. Because कई बार क्या होता है, bank manager is going to sign on the vouchers or banking staff is going to sign on the vouchers. In some cases, you may come across that there is a very little stock and very high debtors and extremely high cash in hand of the past many years. Very less inventory, but there is a very high balance of the cash in hand. In that case, this is just a diversion of fund, because when you have no stock, when you have very less debtors, in that case, how you have cash? Okay, so you need to compare the same, and in that case the same is to be classified as a diversion of fund only. If there will be any bank guarantee, In that case, you need to check that the amount is to be credited or debited to the CC account only. कहीं उसको किसी पार्किंग अकाउंट में लेके जाके ट्रांसफर नहीं कर दिया हो अंडर द सन्ड्री डेटर एंड सन्ड्री क्रेडिटर्स. If some borrower has taken the bank guarantee and that person has utilized that bank guarantee, in that case we need to ensure that the transaction is reflected in the cash credit account. कई बार क्या होता है, टू सेव दैट पर्टिकुलर अकाउंट और टू बिकम एनपीए, बैंक इज गोइंग टू ट्रांसफर द अकाउंट अंडर सन्ड्री डेटर एंड सन्ड्री क्रेडिटर्स. In that case, the CC account will be showing as a clean account. So in that case, we need to verify. So when we'll check the same through the CIF ID, we'll get the complete account of that particular borrower, so that we can identify that if there will be any bank guarantee, in that case, the same is to be adjusted with the CC account, not with the sundry debtor and sundry creditors. Also, this is my suggestion to you: when you will go for the bank account, bank audit, a specific consideration is to be given to the office account and the parking accounts. There are certain office accounts are there, okay, that is syndicator, syndicator, miscellaneous expenditures, other expenditure, okay, multiple office accounts are there. So we need to check that office accounts very carefully, because होता क्या है, अगर किसी एंट्री को मुझे ट्रांसफर करना है, in that case I am not going to transfer that entry to the particular account, I am going to transfer that account entry to the sundry creditor and debtor. Post audit I am going to again transfer that entry to that account. पता ही नहीं चलेगा. So we need to check the thing very carefully. Limit renewed without financial document should not be accepted. So whenever there is a renewal in the limit, we need to check that the proper financial statement is taken or not. The latest financial statement. Whether while examining the loan, ensure that the date of stamp paper should be prior to the date of execution. कहीं पर भी ऐसा नहीं हो कि एग्जीक्यूट तो आज कर दिया ना, स्टाम्प की डेट जो है 4 दिन बाद की, दिस इज नॉट अलाउबल. सो द स्टाम्प डेट इज टू बी ऑलवेज प्रायर टू द एग्जीक्यूशन एंड स्टाम्प इज ऑलवेज इन द नेम ऑफ द बोरोवर, not in the name of any guarantor. Okay, so just check that stamp as well. Okay, and when you will check the stamp, you just need to confirm that stamp is in with name of that person. सर ईच एंड एवरी सेगमेंट का हम लोग 5 ही फाइलें चेक करें, बट दिस इज अवर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दैट विल चेक दैट 5 फाइल्स इन अ वेरी स्पेसिफिक वे. Be careful when there is a regular practice of converting any packing credit limit to rupee loan. We should check why export bill are not realized. Okay, कई बार क्या होता है, they are going to convert the TC to the regular loan, to the rupee loan. In that case, we need to check why there is no export bill is available. Special care of parking accounts, this is a specific segment which is relevant. So अभी हम लोगों ने कई सारे पॉइंट्स जो है यहाँ पर डिस्कस कर लिए रिलेटेड टू एनपीए अकाउंट एंड रिलेटेड टू अवर कैश क्रेडिट अकाउंट एंड पैकिंग क्रेडिट अकाउंट एंड रिलेटेड टू क्रेडिट कार्ड. तो अभी तक जो भी हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया, ईच एंड एवरीथिंग इज ओके फॉर यू एंड आर यू एंजॉयिंग दिस सेशन? जस्ट कंफर्म मी वंस इन द चैट बॉक्स so that we can start our discussion on next. I am just expecting reply from each and everyone. Okay, so points regarding the education loan. When you will check a file related to the education loan, the most important thing we are going to verify is that the further loan installments, okay, that is the important thing, and the further fees payment. So in education loan, examine from the file of the borrower whether the student has paid the fees for the second year or not, okay, third year, fourth year, etc. If the fees is paid by the applicant through own margin, then there is no problem. Otherwise, the student has left the course and account should be classified as a NPA. Because in many cases लोग हम लोग तो ले लेते हैं, but after that they are going to discontinue the education. In that case, we need to be very much careful. Next, regarding the KCC, if you have received the allotment of the agriculture related branches, okay, in that case, this feature, this segment will be most important for you, okay. So regarding interest subvention, as we all know that in case of KCC account, in case of Kishan credit card related account, there is a feature of the interest subvention. That means government is going to provide the interest related rebate, and that rebate has to be transferred to the borrower, okay. And this is also a responsibility of auditor. As an auditor, we need to certify the statement of the interest subvention. So when we are going to certify that calculation related to interest subvention, at that time this is our responsibility to first ensure about that calculation, okay. So this interest subvention is at the rate of 3% if the loan amount, if the rate of interest is up to 7% and loan amount is 3 lakh rupees. If there will be a loan amount more than 3 lakh rupees, in that case interest subvention will be provided on the 3 lakh rupees only. This is the specific guideline of the Reserve Bank of India. So when we'll demand that particular list for the interest subvention, we are going to cross verify that amount with the certificate. In that situation, we just need to check the loan amount. That loan amount should not be more than 3 lakh rupees, and if the loan amount is more than 3 lakh rupees, in that case the subvention will only for the first 3 lakh rupees. Also the ROI is only 7%. So all these things will be available in that Excel sheet. Also in case of MSME loan, there is an interest subvention of 2%, okay. So interest subvention at the rate of 3% is available to agriculturalists in case of KCC journal, as well as KCC for fishers and KCC for the animal husbandries. However, maximum permissible limit of loan is 3 lakh rupees. For example, a borrower is having a rupees 3 lakh against crop, 3 lakh against fisheries, and 3 lakh against the animal husbandries. In that case, interest subvention will be only for 3 lakh rupees and ROI should be 7%. Okay. This is the notification dated 17/8/2022, benefit extended up to 31/3/2024. MSME के लिए there is an interest subvention of 2%, and for that purpose we also need to demand the list, and this is available only up to the loan of 1 crore rupees. If the loan amount is more than 1 crore rupees, in that case no interest subvention will be provided. Special care. In case of KCC account, the most important thing is the rollover in case of the KCC account. This is the most important thing. Your rollover will plays a very important role, because कई बार क्या होता है, they are just going to show a entry of 1 lakh rupees as a deposit and same day they withdrawal 1 lakh rupees. Okay, same day deposit, same day withdrawal. That is what is called as rollover. वो farmer उस बैंक में आया भी नहीं होगा, banking staff has done the rollover himself. In that case, this is a situation which is very much serious, and in this regard we need to put a remark in our audit report. In case of short crop, in case of long crop, okay, I have provided the complete example for the short crop and long crop for your sorry understanding. And the crop season will be based on the guideline of the SLBC, which is specifically dependent on the state to state. Okay, so you just need to download the guideline of the SLBC. The complete crop wise details will be available in that guideline. Check the calculation of the interest subvention. We have already covered that when we are going to sign that interest subvention related certificate, in that case, before signing of that certificate, we just need to ensure that the calculation of the interest subvention is properly done. Okay, so this is the calculation of the interest subvention. This is the calculation of the interest subvention. Okay, so Perfect. Same day cash deposit and cash withdrawal, the same will be rollover. In that case, this is a significant thing and we need to prepare a significant note for that. UDIN कल हम लोगों ने डिस्कस कर लिए थे. टू सेपरेट UDIN is required. One is case of tax audit and another is for statutory audit report, LFAR and the certificates. Okay. Now there is requirement of certain files which we need to take in the form of text, and we are going to convert the same into Excel, and then we are going to analyze the thing. You may do one thing. You may demand these type of files before starting the audit. That means before physical verification you can demand these type of documents in your office and you can do the necessary exercise. Okay. First, which is account opened during the year. Through that account opened during the year, you can easily identify the documentation for the account opening. Okay. Related to KYC, you can select the samples through this particular exercise. Loan sanctioned during the year, you need to check the sanctioning of the loan as well. Loan closed during the year, in that case we need to check that the proper submission are there and the release of security is also there. So these type of things we need to do. We need to demand the list of SMA 012 and calculate the classification. जो उन्होंने classification किया SMA 012 का, we need to recalculate that classification, and if as per our calculation there is any change in that particular thing, in that case we need to report the same in our long form audit report. Renewal of the accounts during the year. Okay, so that we can identify that these are the accounts which is renewed by the bank, so that we can check the latest financial statement, we can compare the financial position, we can check the activity of the transactions through that financial statement. Through the Excel sheet for those accounts which is stock audit is mandatory. If the exposure is more than 5 crore rupees, in that case there is requirement of stock audit. So we just need to demand the complete Excel sheet. Convert certain account statement in Excel and calculate the debit and credit for the CC account. Okay, when you will calculate the debit and credit, you can easily identify the out of order. Extract the data of staff account and check very carefully. Compare last year financial statement with the current year financial statement and analyze the variances. Convert trial balance in Excel for simplicity, so that you can easily headwise simplify the things. Excel of advances and deposits scheme wise we need to check, through that we can easily identify the segment, we can easily select the physical files. Test check of daily exceptional report. As we all know, there is requirement of generation of exceptional report on daily basis, so we need to demand that exceptional report and check that report on sample basis. And when we'll check that exceptional report on sample basis, if there will be certain transactions on which we have doubt, in that case we may ask for the complete transaction entry. GL report from 23rd March to 7th April, we are going to demand that journal ledger report, and in that journal ledger report we are going to check the transfer of entries. कोई entry for the audit, बैंक ने 25th of March को कुछ गड़बड़ घोटाला कर दिया, and then after they are going to rectify the same as on 3rd of April. In that case the same can be identified through that GL report. Okay, so these are the important Excel report which we need to demand for the audit in an effective way. Then we have certain Finacle tools. Okay, we are not going to discuss on that because in a very easy way I have provided the tool for Finacle. For other core banking software will provide you the same. Okay, same PDF file you will receive. Now, यहाँ तक सब कुछ क्लियर है क्या सबके लिए? I just expect reply from each and everyone that अभी तक सारी की सारी बातें क्लियर है क्या? So RBI has issued a specific list of certain early warning signals for the fraud. Okay, related to red flag, related to green flag, related to yellow flag. Okay, so this is also important thing. अगर हम लोग ये early warning signals को read out करते हैं, in that case will know the effect of these early warning signals, and we can easily check the same during our audit, and we can identify the fraud and the chances of fraud. Okay, so there is a requirement of break of 5 minutes, because if we'll start this, in that case this will take around 25 minutes. So can we take a break for 5 minutes now, or there is no requirement of break? So yes, we are going to take a break for 5 minutes. We'll meet sharp at 4:05. Okay, 4 o'clock and 5 minutes will sharp meet. So please be online. We'll meet sharp at 4:05. My voice is audible. Just confirm me once in the chat box that my voice is audible. Okay. So yes, certain early warning signals issued by the Reserve Bank of India. Default in payment to the bank, Sunday debtor, and other statutory bodies, etc. That is bouncing of high value check. Okay. So when we'll check the reports, there is one specific report is also generated regarding bouncing of the check. Or when you will check that particular report, you just need to make a filter, convert the file into Excel and just make a filter on the above of the file so that you can identify the bouncing of a check of a particular person, so that you can easily identify कि single person के multiple bounce हुए check के. That means there is certain situations, there is certain early warning signal. This is issued by the Reserve Bank of India. Read by the income tax, sales tax, central excise duty official. Frequent change in the scope of the project to be undertaken by the borrower. There is a frequent change in the scope of the project. Under insured and over insured inventory. If you will found that inventory is for 5 crore rupees and insurance is for 10 crore rupees, in that case, how it is possible? Why that person is paying that high amount? That means there is certain fraudulent event is there. Okay, so this is the indication. Invoices devoid of 10 and other details. There is no availability of the 10 if you are going to check the physical invoices of certain plant and machine and other things. Disputes on title of the collateral securities. There is certain dispute on account of that collateral security. When you will check that legal property or legal report, there is certain conditions attached by the legal valuer or advocate. In that case, we need to check that why there is dispute on account of the title. The 10 means if suppose a person is going to buy, the borrower has taken the term loan for buying certain plant and machinery. So in that case, we all know that there is requirement of deduction of the TDS. Okay. So if the 10 number is not mentioned on the invoices provided and other details is not mentioned on the particular invoices of the plant and machinery, in that case, this is a signal of certain fraudulent events. Okay. There is a costing of the project which is in wide variance with the standard cost of installation. If someone has taken the loan for the installation of a project, and suppose the installation project is suggested as 5 crore rupees, but when you will analyze the situation, the cost should be 3 crore rupees only. In that case, this is a huge variation. That means there is certain things which is um, presented to the banking authority in a wrong manner. Funds coming from other banks to liquidate the outstanding loan amount. Okay, there is one loan is there and that person is going to pay that loan by taking another loan from another bank. So this is a fraudulent event. Okay, there may be chances. So this is a red flags. Okay, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि इसमें fraud ही होगा. This is a red flag for us. Okay, we need to check it very carefully. Foreign bill remaining outstanding for a long time and tendency for remaining overdue. Okay, when you will check that bills, there is a outstanding showing in the books of accounts. In that case, there may be chances. Okay, in case of merchant trade, import leg not registered to the bank. Okay, request received from the borrower to postpone the inspection go down. Suppose, as we all know, there is a requirement of quarterly inspection in case of cash credit limit, but there is a certain letter found. You have found certain letter in the physical file that please postpone the inspection for this quarter, and you will find out at, around 3 to 4 letters or 4 to 5 letters during the financial year itself. Then this is also a signal that there is certain mistake is going on. Delay observed in payment of outstanding dues, financing the unit far away from the branch. Okay, because when we are checking the physical files, we are also going to check the distance from the branch with the manufacturing unit. In that case, if there is a huge difference between the distance, in that case, there may be a chances. Claims not acknowledged, claim जो है वहां पर acknowledge नहीं हुए, in that case, this is also early warning signal. Frequent invocation of busy and development of the letter of credit. Why that person is going to take that LC and BZ facilities very frequently. There may be certain chances of certain things, so we need to be very much careful for that. Funding of the interest by sanctioning additional facilities. Suppose I have a loan of 1 lakh rupees and the interest is 10,000 rupees. I am going to take an additional facility to repay that interest. In that case, this is also a early warning signal. Same collector charge to number of lenders. Okay, in that case, this is also a situation of the fraud. Concealment of certain vital documents like master agreement, like insurance coverage. When you will check the insurance coverage, we need to check the hypothecation as well. Suppose hypothecation is not in favor of the bank. In that case, this is also a situation. Suppose when you will check the loan, they have 3 to 4 additional places. You have confirmed the same from the GST and certificate, but they have taken the insurance for the principal place of business only. In that case, this is also indication. Okay. Reduction in stake of promoter and director, resignation of the KMP, and the frequent changes in the management. Because when you will check the balance sheet of a corporate and you will find out certain addition of the director, certain deletion of the director frequently, in that case, there may be chances of certain things which is there. So for that purpose, if we found any of this, in that case, our responsibility is take, we just need to take the reason of that particular thing from the branch manager on the letterhead of the bank, and we just need to take the confirmation from the branch manager so that we can save our side, and also we need to send the same to the general officer with our report. Okay, this is the early warning signal as per the Reserve Bank of India guideline issued, and we found this particular thing during our audit. Substantial increase in the unbilled revenue year after year. There is an increase in the unbilled revenue. So this is also a situation where you are going to show the fictitious revenue, or आपको मिल तो नहीं रही है, but you are going to show the same. So there may be chances of certain fraudulent event. Large number of transactions with the interconnected companies are large outstanding from such companies. Suppose there is a loan taken from the sister concern, or there is a transaction with the sister concern. Suppose there is a sales to the sister concern and purchase from the sister concern. In that case, we need to check the sanction letter as well for the consideration of the inventory from the sister concern. क्योंकि यहाँ पर there may be chances I have X limited, Y limited is sister concern, Z limited is sister concern. X limited is going to buy the goods from X, Y, and from Z. Okay. So in that case, the huge stock is only on account of the sister concern. So there may be chances of certain frauds. Okay. So we need to be very much careful that the inventories belongs to which person, and through that we can analyze the situation. Significant movements in the inventory, significant movements in the receivable, disappropriate increase in the other current assets to strong the balance sheet, significant increase in the working capital borrowing as percentage to the turnover, critical issues highlighted in the stock audit report. Because if the turnover is, if the exposure is more than 5 crore rupees, in that case, there is requirement of a stock audit. So we are also going to check the stock audit report. Increase in the fixed assets without corresponding increase in the turnover. Fixed assets continuously बढ़ रही है, but there is no any increase in the turnover. In that case, this is also indication. Increase in borrowings despite huge cash and cash equivalent in the borrowing. Borrower's balance sheet, liabilities appearing in ROC search report not reported by the borrower in the annual report. Because this is my suggestion to you, when you will go for the audit and there are certain corporate borrowers, in that case we need to download the data from the MCA portal. Okay, 100 rupees charge होंगे, कोई बात नहीं, वो आपके कहीं पर भी वसूल हो जाएंगे. You just need to compare the details which is provided on the MCA portal with the details which is provided to the particular bank. We also need to check the substantial related party transactions. If there is certain specific related party transactions are there, in that case also we need to check. material discrepancies in the annual report, significant inconsistencies with the annual report, poor disclosure of material advance information, no qualification by the statutory auditors, frequent change in the accounting period or accounting policies. When you will check the financial statement, if you will found certain notes on account of changing in the accounting policies, so in that case this is also a situation कि वो अपने financial position को manage करने के लिए that person is going to accordingly change the accounting policies. Frequent change, frequent request to the journal purpose loans, movement of account from one bank to another, हर साल वो लिमिट अपनी चेंज करे जा रहा है. In that case this is also a situation. Frequent and ad hoc sanctions, नॉट रूटिंग ऑफ सेल प्रोसीड थ्रू द बैंक अकाउंट. हम लोगों ने अभी डिस्कस किया था इस मैटर को कि जब भी मैं अपने फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट देख रहा हूं, इन दैट केस दैट सीसी अकाउंट इज टू बी चेक फ्रॉम माय फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट कि मेरी सेल्स कितनी है, परचेज कितनी है, एंड हाउ मच क्वांटम ऑफ द अमाउंट आई एम गोइंग टू रूट फ्रॉम माय सीसी अकाउंट. एलसी इशूड फॉर द रिलेटेड पार्टी ट्रांजेक्शंस, कहीं वो लेटर ऑफ क्रेडिट अपनी रिलेटेड पार्टीज को ही दे रहा है और दे आर गोइंग टू ट्रांसफर दैट फंड टू द रिलेटेड पार्टी फॉर देयर ओन पर्पसेस. देयर मे बी अ सिचुएशन, हो सकता है उस पार्टी को लोन नहीं मिल रहा है, दैट पर्सन इज गोइंग टू अवेल द एलसी फैसिलिटी एंड दैट एलसी इज गोइंग टू प्रोवाइड टू दैट रिलेटेड पार्टी. So whenever we are going to check the statement of letter of credit and the payment transferred on account of that letter of credit, in that case we need to check who is the person in favor of that LC is going to provide, that BG is going to provide. So that is what is the thing we need to check. High value of RTGS payment to the unrelated parties. मेरा उसके साथ कोई सेल्स का ट्रांजेक्शंस भी नहीं है, there is no any sales transaction, there is no any purchase transaction, and I am going to make a high value RTGS payment. In that case this is also a situation. Heavy cash withdrawal into loan account, non-submission of the original bill in case of export, in case of term loan on account of plant and machinery, there is requirement to submit the original bills. If that person has not submitted the original bill, just bank has sanctioned the loan on the basis of the pro forma invoice submitted. In that case this is also an issue. So these are the certain red flags which is announced by the Reserve Bank of India. These are the 45 red flags. Okay. When you will check the financial statement of a particular party, and in that financial statement, if there is certain entry which is there in the profit and loss account, in the trading account, that bills yet to be prepared or bills yet to be made, and that person is going to declare the sales in the books of accounts that हमने sales तो कर दिया है, but we have not build that particular type of revenue or build that particular revenue in our books of accounts, and that person is going to submit the same to the bank that हमने ये sales तो कर दिया है, but we have not done the billing and we have not booked the same in the books of accounts. So this is our internal data which we are going to submit, and we will prepare the bills or we will provide the bill in the next financial year. Based on that, bank is going to provide the funding facilities and bank is going to consider the sales. In that case, we need to ensure that if the same situation is for certain financial year, suppose next year भी यही हो रहा है, उससे next year भी यही हो रहा है, in that case that person is just going to make pull to the bank. Okay, so in that case this should be very much careful. Is that okay, Sanjay ji? Because in their internal accounting they are going to put on head that bills to be made. Okay, so in that case this is a significant thing. Now Ghosh and Jilani report, which is one of the most important report. But many time हम लोग करते क्या है, many time we are not giving more focus to that Ghosh and Jilani report. सबसे लास्ट में हम उस घोष एंड जिलानी रिपोर्ट को लेते हैं. वी आर गोइंग टू साइन ऑन दैट घोष एंड जिलानी रिपोर्ट एंड पुट यस 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 in that report, and in certain columns we are going to put as a NA. We need to discontinue these type of practices. Okay, because as we all know that already हम ये जो है बैंक ऑडिट के सेगमेंट से बाहर होते चल रहे हैं, एंड इफ वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू रिपोर्ट ऑन अकाउंट ऑफ इंटरनल कंट्रोल, इन दैट केस very near future we are going to out from this scope, from this professional practice. So टू सेव दिस पर्टिकुलर टाइप ऑफ ऑडिट, एंड हम लोग कहते हैं कि बैंक ऑडिट जो है हमारे लिए सबसे ज्यादा रेम्यूनरेटिव है, सो इन दैट केस दिस इज अवर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू पुट अवर 100% एफर्ट्स. ओके, सो दिस घोष एंड जलानी कमिटी रिपोर्ट इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, और ये अगर आप ड्यूरिंग द बैंक ब्रांच ऑडिट कर लेते हो देन दिस इज अ वेरी स्पेसिफिक टास्क फॉर यू, बट दिस टास्क इज कंप्लीटली अ सरप्राइज टास्क. दिस टास्क इज कंप्लीटली अ सरप्राइज टास्क. आपको एकदम बुद्धू बन करके जाना है बैंक के अंदर, एकदम बेवकूफ इंसान कैसा जाता है वैसे जाकर के आप इस चीजों को आइडेंटिफाई कर पाओगे. इफ यू आर जस्ट गोइंग टू आस्क द क्वेश्चन विद द बैंकिंग स्टाफ, यू विल नॉट गेट एनीथिंग. फॉर दैट पर्पज देयर इज नो रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ योर कॉमन सेंस, यू जस्ट नीड टू गो टू द बैंक एज अ बुद्धू. Okay, just check it. When you will visit the bank at 9 a.m. okay, morning, before opening of the branch, and you are going to check the complete things, who will open the branch, who has the master keys, okay, and then after, एज मैंने बोला था कल भी कि एक दिन हम ऐसा रखेंगे जिस दिन हमारी बैंक ऑडिट जो है मिनिमम वर्किंग डे पे हो. ओके, बिकॉज दे आर गोइंग टू इंसिस्ट यू टू कंडक्ट द बैंक ब्रांच ऑडिट ऑन सैटरडे एंड संडे, but this is my recommendation to you, just do it on the working day as well so that you can get the idea, because we also need to check that the customer is first going to the counter which is available in the bank, that is may I help you, not directly to the check manager. अब कई बैंकों में there is no any board available for the may I help you, and we are going to put on that particular question whether there is a availability of a board in the bank premises, that is may I help you, we are going to put yes. How this is possible? How we can put the yes when there is no such type of board is there? So first we need to confirm that there is a board is available on account of this specific thing, that may I help you, and the person, that customer, is directly going to that may I help you wala counter, not to the place of the place of the manager, or not directly to the cashier for the inquiry. Okay, so we need to verify that particular thing. We need to verify the duties has been rotated. Okay, if you are audit of Punjab National Bank, in that case you need to be very much careful that duties का rotation भी हम लोगों को बहुत अच्छे से चेक करना है. जो मेरा लॉकर है which is in joint custody, I need to check who is the joint custodian, उसकी कीज लास्ट टाइम कब चेंज हुई थी, लॉक कब चेंज हुए थे, that is what is the thing we need to verify during the bank branch audit. This is a part of our bank audit, this is the part of our analysis on account of the internal control. You need to ask with the particular banking staff, sir आप लोग चेकबुक कैसे इश्यू करते हो, बताओ ना थोड़ा, वैसे ही जानना था. उन्होंने बोला सर वी आर गोइंग टू इश्यू द चेकबुक ऑन अकाउंट ऑफ दैट रिक्विजिशन स्लिप, एंड वी आर गोइंग टू इशू द चेकबुक ऑन अकाउंट ऑफ सर्टेन प्लेन पेपर्स. अगर मेरा कोई कस्टमर आकर के बोलता है कि सर मेरे को चेक्स चाहिए, तो मैं प्लेन पेपर पर एप्लीकेशन के बेसिस पे भी देता हूँ. इन दैट केस the particular report has asked one question, that bank is going to issue the checkbook only on account of that requisition slip. तो हम लोग कहते हैं यस, जबकि बैंक कई सारे केसेस में एक स्पेसिफिक प्लेन पेपर के ऊपर एप्लीकेशन पर भी क्या दे देता है, चेकबुक दे देता है. So this is also a specific question, we need to be very much careful for that when we are going to provide the reply for this question. इन दैट केस वी नीड टू आस्क, बिकॉज कभी कोई आरबीआई की इंक्वायरी हो गई और उनको ये मिला कि बैंक तो प्लेन पेपर पर भी एप्लीकेशन दे रहा था, चेकबुक इशू कर रहा था, एंड एट दैट टाइम व्हेन दे विल चेक अवर रिपोर्ट, in that case if they found that CA साहब ने तो लिखा है that bank is only going to issue the checkbook on account of that requisition slip, in that case this will be trouble for us. So as we all know, in case of bank audits, no one is asked you anything before any inquiry, but अगर inquiry हो गई तो हम उस time क्या reply देंगे, that is what is the important thing. So if there will be something, in that case we need to report the same. Don't put yes, not applicable, no. Ask another question, whether access to server room is restricted. अगर आप उसको जाकर के पूछोगे सर आपके यहाँ कंप्यूटर सर्वर रूम में रेस्ट्रिक्शन है क्या, वो बोलेगा यस डेफिनेटली नो वन कैन गो. आपको ऐसा नहीं करना है. आप जब लंच ले रहे हो, यू जस्ट नीड टू से दैट सर आज बैंक में लंच करने का मन नहीं हो रहा, देयर इज एनी अदर रूम इज अवेलेबल जहां पर बैठ करके लंच करते हैं। तो बोलेगा आइए ना सर, हमारे इधर सर्वर रूम है, उसमें सर्वर लगा हुआ है, पास में एक टेबल लगी हुई है, हम लोग भी वहीं पर ही लंच करते हैं। आंसर मिल गया आपको आपके क्वेश्चन का, बिकॉज दिस इज द स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन विच इज आस्क्ड इन दी particular Ghosh and Jalani report that there is access to the computer server room is restricted or not, और हम लोग उसमें पुट करके आते हैं यस। और कभी वहां पर कुछ हो गया, इन दैट केस सीए साहब ने तो लिखा था यस। इस पे चलो मेरे पास में एक रिप्लाई अवेलेबल है कि मैं उस समय इंक्वायरी के टाइम पे आई कैन आर्ग्यू दैट एट द टाइम ऑफ माय ऑडिट देयर वाज रेस्ट्रिक्शन टू द कंप्यूटर सर्वर रूम, but as this is our responsibility, so we just need to perform our responsibility in a best possible way. Asked question whether the learning power of the person going to retire shortly or withdrawn. If you are going to put yes, in that case you just need to confirm first. Suppose one person is going to retire at the age 65, that case at the age of 64, the power to sanction the loan should be withdrawn or restricted. So in that case, we need to demand the guideline in this regard from the branch manager. And then after we need to check there is any employee who is at the age of 63, 64, 62, 61. In that case, we need to check that the learning power is restricted or not. ओके कहीं ऐसा हो गया आप ऑडिट करके गए, उस भाई ने कोई लोन सैंक्शन कर दिया और देन आफ्टर वो लोन जो है डिफॉल्ट में हो गया, इन दैट केस बैंक का जनरल ऑडिट ऑफिस आपके पीछे पड़ेगा, आरबीआई की इंक्वायरी आपके पीछे पड़ेगी और रेवेन्यू ऑडिटर भी आपके पीछे पड़ेगा। So these are the important point in with regard to the Ghosh and Jilani report. There are multiple questions are there. I have just discussed the certain specific point which is very much relevant. Okay. So यहाँ तक सब कुछ clear है क्या? This Ghosh and Jilani report को पढ़ने में आपको मजा आया क्या? Because if you will read that particular report, really you will enjoy and you can easily check it. Now, tax audit report. If this is applicable for you, in that case, tax audit report, mein we are going to check the TDS deduction and the filing of the returns. Okay. This is a specific chart for the calculation of the drawing power. Okay. If you want to calculate the drawing power, so randomly you just need to calculate the drawing power for certain CC account. Suppose you have taken the randomly 5 CC account for your physical file verification. In that case, you just need to calculate the drawing power for all of the 5 accounts, and you just need to manually calculate the drawing power and check the same the drawing power which is mentioned in the system, and if there will be any deviation, in that case the same should be reported in the long form audit report. Okay, so the formula is stock less creditors less goods on LC and BG. There may be chances in that case bank has given certain acceptable level for the creditors. In that case we need to check the sanction letter, and as per the sanction letter, if the creditors is accepted for a certain amount, in that case we are going to deduct the excess of the creditors. Then after this paid stock, then after I need to reduce the margin of 25%, the final amount will be there. Debtor, I need to ask for the bad debts and the ineligible debtors, and then after I need to reduce the margin and I need to consolidate the amount, and this will be called as my drawing power. This is an example which is given for the QCC. For that purpose, I will provide you one short video. Although when you will check this particular example, you can easily identify, or will provide you one video for the calculation. Okay, regarding this KCC, so that it will be more easy for you. Now I have certain important point. I just want to discuss on that. Before moving ahead, I just want to share with you my WhatsApp number. Okay, although we have shared on yesterday. So you just need to put a hi message on this number. This is my official WhatsApp number. So you just need to put hi on this WhatsApp number so that the complete you will be added in the WhatsApp group so that you can discuss the queries during the bank branch audit, and also will share with you multiple files regarding that bank branch audit through the WhatsApp or through your registered mail ID. That is what is the facility which is provided by us. Okay. So you may connect with me over this WhatsApp number till 15th of April. Some of the system generated report which will assist you more effective documentation and timely completion of the audit. I just want to discuss with this topic. List of standard non-agricultural expenses where date of last credit is more than 90 days. So that you can easily identify the NPA account and you can easily get the reason of the non-payment. Where credit during the last 90 days is less than the interest debited during the same period, this type of report is also available in the core banking system. Where there is no credit during the last 90 days, list of advances where there is amendment in the date of NPA. If there will be any change in the date of NPA, in that case also we need to demand the report regarding that particular matter, and we need to check the basis of the change of the date of the NPA. List of substandard NPA where provision held is not 15%. We just need to check if there will be any substandard, that is up to 12 months. In that case, we need to check the provisioning is of 15%. In case of doubtful D1, provisioning should be 25%. D2, provisioning should be 40%. In case of loss assets, provisioning should be 100%. So we are going to demand the complete provision wise list so that we can identify that the provisioning is correct. Okay, जो बैंक ने provisioning की है वो correct है, और if there will be any variation from the IRAC norms, in that case we may issue the MOC. Quick mortality, that means NPA within the 1 year of advances. This is the most important, most crucial thing we need to ask. List of LC and BG, we are going to check that list. We are going to check the amount which is enabled in that LC or BG. We may check the expiry of that LG and BG during the particular period. List of standard advances where review and renewal is pending for more than 180 days. Because if the review is not to be done within 180 days, in that case the account should be classified as a NPA. So we may demand this particular type of report. List of standard cash credit advances where stock statement is pending for more than 90 days and 180 days. In that case, also the same should be classified as NPA. One account if NPA, in that case, all other account will be NPA. We just need to demand the CC account with primary security as nil. In that case, we need to check that the security is covered under CGT SME or not. So we just need to check the primary security as a nil. In that case, हमको वो account मिल जाएंगे जहां पर कोई stock भी hypothecation में नहीं दिया हुआ है, so that we can make a note in our report and we can take the significant findings from the branch. List of potential NPA SMA weak assets on the last date. List of NPA account with security valuation not carried out within the prescribed period. As we all know, जैसे ही कोई account NPA हो जाएगा, उससे पहले भी हर 3 साल में एक बार valuation करवाना होता है. There is a mandatory requirement of the valuation. So in that case, we need to check that the valuation has been conducted or not. Because valuation report is the key document for us, so that we can identify कि जितना मेरा outstanding है उससे ज्यादा की property तो बैंक के पास में है या फिर नहीं है. Accounts above threshold limit where its external credit rating is not obtained. There is requirement to obtain certain external credit ratings. So we need to check that the credit rating has been obtained or not. There are requirement of reading of certain things, which is my master's circular direction notification issued by the Reserve Bank of India as on 1st April 2023. Certain closing circulars issued by the bank, guidance note on audit of banks by the ICAI, and certain technical guide on audit internal financial control. In this particular course, we had covered this circular related things. We had covered this guidance note of ICAI. We have covered this internal financial control related things. Only the thing which is pending is the internal circular, because this is completely based on the bank to bank. So we have tried to cover all these things. Okay. Now, just look to the long form audit report. I am not going to discuss the complete long form audit report. I am going to discuss the briefs of this long form audit report. Although we have prepared this long form audit report in such a way that we have prepared this long form audit report in such a way that one can easily understand the same through the lines. Okay, so these are the questions, and how you are going to review this is already reflected in the counter column. Okay, so there is no much more effort is there. Just there is requirement to check the cash, that cash is under joint custody or not. So the branch usually has a system to record on daily basis the cash holding under the signature of two authorized operation officers. Reference may be made to the system laid down by the controlling authority, and if the system does not ensure maintenance of cash in joint effective custody of two or more officials, the response is to be question would be negative. So this the same is to be recorded in the Finacle system or in the core banking system. You can check the same through the core banking system that the cash is under joint custody or not. So this long form audit report is divided into certain parts. First part is my cash. That cash is under joint custody. Cash retention limit, because HO has decided one cash holding limit in a particular bank. So we need to check that the cash is under the cash holding limit. There may be chances that the cash is available in excess of the holding limit. In that case, we need to ask with the branch what is the reason behind this. हो सकता है करेंसी चेस्ट पास में नहीं है, इस वजह से there is a excess cash is available with the bank. There may be chances that there is no any bank is available in near, hence they are going to retain the excess cash balance. So in that case, we are just going to report that factor. Okay, and we are going to put the cash retention limit. Then in this segment, they will ask about the specific segment that is related to the insurance of the cash and the cash which is available in the ATM. Okay, in that case, we just need to ask with the banking staff that the cash is the insurance of cash is managed by the branch or by the HO. If the insurance is handled by the HO, in that case, we are just going to put the comment in our report. Okay, when you will tally the cash which is available in the ATM for the scroll generated and in the system, in that case, there may be chances of the difference. There may be chances of the difference. Sir, why there is difference? Because एटीएम मेरा 24 आवर्स के लिए चलता है, बैंक हैज अ लिमिटेड अमाउंट लिमिटेड टाइम, ओके, और दे हैव टू पुट द एंट्रीज, सो देयर मे बी चांसेस ऑफ डिफरेंस ड्यू टू दिस टाइमलाइन एंड बैंक विल प्रोवाइड यू कंप्लीट रिकंसिलिएशन. Okay, these are the things we need to be very much careful from cash perspective. If there will be any account with other banks, suppose State Bank of India with Reserve Bank of India, in that case, there is requirement of balance confirmation. Suppose you will go for the audit on 4th of April, 5th of April. In that case, bank will say that, sir, we have not received the confirmation. So you just need to say that, sir, you have 3 to 4 days because we are here for 3 to 4 days. You can demand the confirmation certificate so that we can put the same in our LFAR report. Okay. So without getting the documents, we are not going to conclude the audit. We also need to ask about the cash transactions remaining unresponded. If there will be any differences between the reconciliation statement by the counter bank or by our bank for which we are going for the audit, in that case, we just need to have the reconciliation statement. Okay. So these are the documents we need required for that particular audit purpose. If there will be any debit and credit entries, in that case, we need to check if there will be any unresponded entries there. In that case, we need to start the reconciliation. There is a specific which is related to investment branches outside India. So this will not be applicable for us. So there is no requirement. In case of advances, if there will be any advance which is in excess of the 10% of the aggregate balance of the fund-based and non-fund-based advances or the branch, 10 crore rupees, whichever is less, that file is to be completely report in the long form audit report. Also, when we'll check the advances file, I just want to share with you certain things. When we'll check the advances file, we just need to ensure about the documentation. We just need to ensure about the documentation. We just need to ensure about the activity of the account. We just need to ensure about the review and renewal. We just need to ensure about the collateral security, okay, which is in effect. So these are the four basic parameters we need to check in case of audit of the advances. There is nothing else is required. If you are going to do the audit of all these things in a perfect way, in that case, the complete thing will be covered. Okay. When it is the advances, in that case, we need to put the relevant comment that every document is there in this particular long form audit report. We need to put that if there will be any quick mortality cases, if a particular account has become NPA in 12 months, in that case, the report is to be submitted in the long form audit report as well. So, हम लोगों ने जो भी discussion किया है in last 2 days, complete discussion will be completely based on long form audit report, ICAI guidance note, and the RBI guidance note. Okay. We need to check that the interest rate is correctly fed in the system or not. We have already covered that the interest rate तो वो बोलेगा कि this is automatically, but अगर उसने code गलत feed कर दिया, in that case there may be chances of the wrong calculation of the interest. So whenever we are going to generate the demand, we are going to generate the demand code and the loan nature, so that we can easily identify that the correct code is fed for the correct nature of loan, so that the report will be perfect and the calculation of interest will be perfect in the system. In case of if there will be any loan work, in that case, same is to be reported here in case of KCC accounts. We need to check that the CIBIL report has been generated in the system or not, and the charges has been deducted for the same or not. As the time of sanctioning, there is requirement the sanction note is prepared in a correct way. So we just need to check the sanction note. All the terms and conditions of the sanction note has been compiled with or not. That is what is the important thing. We need to very much careful for that. In case of disbursement, we need to check that the note is in a very perfect way. We just need to ensure that bank is going to provide any loan for buyback of shares or not, and if the bank is going to provide for the loan for buyback of shares, in that case the specific conditions has already been fulfilled or not. That is what is the thing we need to ensure. Documentation के part पे we need to ensure that all the required documents has already been executed. So when you are going to check the home loan, at that time we all know that we need to check the collateral security as a premises, okay, as the home. We also need to check that the application form is here. We also need to check that the KYC documents is here. We also need to check the insurance is here, and insurance is effective, and the bank hypothecation clause is already available in the insurance. We also need to check that the search report is available. This is the most important document, and we also need to confirm that the same address which is provided to the bank as a collateral security is mentioned in the SARSAI report. There should be no any variation between the address. So these are the documents which we need to check in case of home loan. If you will say for the loan related to buying of plant and machinery, in that case the performer invoice is required. The physical invoices, that is the original copy of invoices, is also required. There is requirement of financial assessment, there is requirement of CNA data, there is requirement of KYC, there is requirement of application form. So all these things are required for checking the file of term loan. Okay. If you are going to check the file of the cash credit limit, in that case the complete projected statement will be there, that is proposal. You also need to check that the financials data is also there, KYC is also there, application form is also there. If there will be any collateral security and there is requirement of collateral security is there, SARSAI report is there. Okay. In case of vehicle loan, you need to check that the vehicle is already hypothecated, the RC copy is there, the invoice is there, and the bank name is already mentioned in the copy of invoice. Okay. And hypothecation is clause is also available in the insurance. RC copy is also there, and you just need to compare the same from the Parivahan app, which is the central government website. So these are the things which is we need to check in case of documentation part, whether the documentation is proper or not. If the loan is taken by any corporate, in that case we just need to ensure that the particular charge is registered on the MCA portal or not. We can check the MCA portal through the SIN number. Okay. If the loan is against any FD fixed deposit, in that case we need to check that the lien has already been marked on that fixed deposit or not, that fixed deposit is available with the bank or not. And if there will be any loan which is for staff on account of that FD, in that case we need to carefully check that FD as well. In case of review, we just need to check the review proposal is there, the review related aspects are also submitted here. In case of renewal, all the documentation, the latest financial statement, the latest GST returns is there in the file. Okay, if DP is calculated properly not, अभी हम लोग ने डिस्कस किया था DP calculation का formula, so we just need to ensure that the calculation of drawing power is in perfect way or not. We just need to check that stock and book debt statement is submitted and the data is operational or not. We just need to, when we are going to check the stock statement, we just need to be very much careful कि जो stock उसने दिए है, that person is trading in the same goods. कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं stock statement में goods एकदम ही अलग आ रहे हैं. So this is also a situation for if the loan is more than 5 crore rupees, in that case there is requirement of stock audit. So we just need to confirm that the stock audit report is here in the file, and we just need to observe the comments which is provided by the stock auditor. If any advances which is to non-corporate entities, in that case also there is requirement of the audit report. If the same is applicable, केवल उसने certified financials दे दिए, this will not be sufficient. You just need to provide the audit report, and we just need to check the audit report in case of advances to the non corporate borrowers. If there will be any loan facility to a particular person who has taken multiple loan from multiple banks, okay, in that case there is mandatory requirement of the due diligence report as per the RBI circular. So we also need to demand that due diligence certificate. So your question will be that, sir, how we can get the idea that this person has taken multiple loan? So for that purpose, when you will check the sanction note, you will get each and everything, and this due diligence report requirement is also there in that sanction note. So you just need to confirm that particular aspect, that due diligence report is there in the file or not. You just need to check the physical verification and inspection report which is there in that particular file. Latest valuation report should be there. In case of home loan, there is no requirement of latest valuation report. One valuation report is more than sufficient. But in case of business loan, and that person has provided the collateral security against that particular loan, in that case there is requirement of physical verification and inspection report as well, and the valuation report is also required. If there will be any deficiency in the value of securities, in that case we just need to check that the drawing power has reduced or not. That is what is the thing we need to confirm. If there will be any red flagged accounts, in that case we need to put the complete detail in this particular tab. And how we can identify the red flag, उसके लिए अभी हम लोगों ने RBI ने जो 45 points announce किए हैं regarding the red flag, we have already covered. So if there will be any such type of circumstances, in that case we are just going to put the same in our report. If there will be any adverse feature on the top 5% with large advances, in that case we need to put the same here. In case of security creation, inspection, insurance related, if you found any issue, in that case the same is to be reported here. Assets classifications related, if you found any issue related to the assets classification as a substandard, as a doubtful, as a loss assets, in that case the same is to be reported here based on the criteria. Okay, criteria हम लोगों ने already cover कर लिया है, and on account of that provisioning 15%, 25%, 40%, 100%, if there will be any issue, in that case also we need to be very much careful. If there will be any issue with the SMA 0, 1, 2, and if you want to report the same, and if you want to highlight that matter to the management, in that case the same is to be reported here. If there will be any MOCs provided, in that case the complete detail of MOC should be provided here. If there will be any loan which is outstanding in excess of 10 crore rupees, in that case we are going to check that account very carefully with the physical file, with the account activity. And if we are going to put any specific thing, in that case this tab, this column is here, we just need to comment that the classification, income recognition and assets classification is based on the RBI norms, and if there will be any deviation, in that case the same is to be reported here. If there will be any upgradation of account and downgradation of account, in that case the same is to be reported in the particular column of the long form audit report. Okay. If there will be any process which is initiated under insolvency bankruptcy code, in that case the same is to be reported here. और कैसे हमको ये पता चलेगा कि there is any case is pending under IBC or not? For that purpose, the technique we have already discussed in our yesterday session. In case of export credit guarantee scheme, if there will be any loan in that specific scheme, in that case the complete detail is to be submitted here. If there will be any claim on account of that ECGC, in that case that claim related information is to be provided here. In case of and non-performing assets, we just need to check the valuation report as obtained or not. In case of any compromise settlement, in case of write-off, in that case we need to check that the compromise settlement or write-off is as per the provision of or as per the guideline issued by the Reserve Bank of India or not. And if the compromise settlement write-off is more than 50 lakh rupees, in that case the specific disclosure is required in this specific tab of long form audit report. If there will be any transactions, if there will be any decrease, in that case the same is to be here for the recovery of the loan amount. So these type of things we need to be very much careful. In case of long letter of credit, in case of bank guarantees involved, we just need to provide the detail here. If there will be any detail related to expiring of the bank guarantee, in that case the same is to be put in the long form audit report. And then after, the most important thing is my suspense account, other accounts, office accounts. If there will be any entry which is pending in the suspense account, in that case we just need to report the same in the long form audit report. And also I have already communicated the most important thing we are going to check is my office accounts, the parking account, the sundry debtor, the sundry creditor account, because many time bank is going to transfer a particular entry to save a account to become NPA. They are going to transfer the same in the sundry creditor, sundry debtor and the parking accounts. We just need to be very much careful for that particular analysis. Okay. You just need to take the balance from the trial balance, and then after you just need to demand the complete ledger and then check each and every entry and the closing balance of the suspense account. That is what is the thing we can do. And if there will be any outstanding entry which is more than 90 days in that office account, suspense account, assets, in that case the same is to be affected very specifically. If there will be any liabilities means my deposit related accounts, this is a liability for the bank. So if there will be any dormant account or agar wo active hua hai, in that case we need to randomly check the file that the proper documentation has already been submitted and the transaction has already been done. If there will be any large document, in that case we are going to check if there will be any specific account of the foreign resident. Okay, that means non-resident Indian. In that case we are going to check the thing very carefully. These are the things which is very relevant, and all the things are there related to contingent liability. If there will be any issue on account of short credit of any material amount, if there will be any issue with the income recognition on account of as per the RBI norms, in that case the same is to be reported here. If there will be any accrued interest, in that case the same is to be booked in the books of accounts and the same is to be transferred in the balance sheet or not. So these type of things we need to verify from that specific thing. Regarding gold loan, we just need to ensure the custody of the gold loan. We just need to ensure, and we can do the physical verification of the gold in certain specific cases. We may check the balances in the system and the physical balance which is available in the file. Books of accounts के लिए we may check the multiple register which is required for the bank is maintained by the bank or not, or certain registers which are maintained in the system or not. The inventory which is available in the Finacle, that is the core banking system, the same is available in the branch premises or not. We can check the same, whether there is any applicability of the information system audit or not, or if there is applicability of the information system. In that case, there is any adverse comment is there or not, bank is generating the exceptional report or daily reports on daily basis or not, and the same is put in the physical file or not. Okay, or bank may generate the same and save in the folder, this is also okay. So we are going to check the exceptional report as well. If there will be any inter-branch accounts, in that case we need to be very much careful, and we are going to demand the confirmation letter from the counter bank, and we just need to check the closing entries. If there will be any fraud conducted during the year, in that case we need to check that the proper reporting has already been done, and all other things, the materials already done, and the documentation has already been taken, and the information is already provided to the external audit office. And certain nostro account related or foreign branch is there, in that case we need to check that the income as booked regarding that forex commission is incorrectly or not. Nostro account is opened, in that case the activity of the account we need to check. We are going to select a certain accounts and we are going to check the same. So these are the things basically which is covered under in this long form audit report. Okay, I suppose the complete concept of long form audit report I have covered in brief. Okay, although the complete detail is already provided in the next tab. Okay, the complete thing is already available in the next tab. You can easily go through with the same, although the complete thing we had covered in a brief way. Okay, so in these 2 days, we have started our discussion from the basics of bank branch audit, from the planning of audit, from the audit program, from the steps to conclude the audit in an effective way for a smooth completion of the audit. We have also covered the documents which is required to take from the bank, the reports which we need to know, the certain Excel related work, that what type of reports on which we need to perform the Excel related work, the data we need to convert to the Excel. There is requirement of certain specific care for the NPA account, for the term loan, for the education loan, for the my cash credit, how we are going to verify the cash file, what are the documents which is required to check in case of physical file of home loan, education loan, in case of term loan, in case of business loan. Okay, how we can classify a particular thing in case of NPA. Okay, or how we can recognize the income, the provisioning norms 15%, 25, 40 and 100, how we can, what type of assets is to be classified as the doubtful assets, as a substandard assets, as a loss assets. Okay, so these type of things we have covered in this particular course on the statutory bank branch audit. Okay, so if you have any question, you may put the same in the chat box. Also post session, if you have any question, you are free to ask the same till 15th of April 2024. So if there will be any question, then please put the same in the chat box. And if there will be no any question is pending, in that case, I just expect your valuable feedback in the chat box. I just require your valuable feedback in the chat box. Just provide the same, because your feedback plays a very important role in the enhancement of the services. I am expecting feedback from each and everyone about this course on bank branch audit. Thank you, Sanjay ji, for your feedback. And I am expecting everyone to provide your feedback. I have already shared my WhatsApp number, so you may text me over that WhatsApp number. This facility is also available, and if you have any question, you may connect with me over that WhatsApp. Okay. So I suppose there is no any queries pending. So thank you everyone for your valuable feedback, for joining the session on this festival season, and happy Holi to all of you. And we'll meet you soon in any other seminar, in any other webinar, in any other meeting. Okay. So thank you everyone for patience learning and for this interactive session. Okay. We'll meet you soon. Happy Holi. Bye bye. Take care. Yes, if you required any additional video, or any conversion of Excel file and conversion of text to Excel, in that case, you may put a WhatsApp message to me so that we'll provide you that video as well. Okay. So if you require any type of support, we'll available. Okay. So thank you everyone. Bye bye.